Yes. Okay. So this is India retail report. Okay, but which we are actually discussing as a case study. Okay, the reason is there are so many issues and angles from which you can review this report. So one of the important dimension is why India is unable to attract foreign direct investment in the retail sector. Okay, so it is not that India has not attracted FDI in retail, but as we all know, one of the most profitable business is multi-brand retailing. Okay, and the FDI in multi-brand retailing is restricted up to 51% itself, and the foreign player has to enter into an agreement with the Indian company. Okay, then more and over and above, there are certain restrictions like 30% of the merchandise has to be sourced only from the Indian small and medium scale industries, and many more. There are many more. Okay, so these all have prevented or discouraged the multinational players to enter into Indian retail sector. So this is one dimension. So there are many dimensions on which we can discuss it like a case study. So just let me quickly go through. So we have first discussed advantage India. Okay, so advantage India. So what are the advantages of doing business in India? We have already considered this. Robust demand, innovation in financing. Financing, when we say consumer financing, okay, easy credit is available to consumers to buy consumer electronics, consumer durables, and so on. Okay, then policy support. Okay, we know though it is there in e-commerce platform, 100% FDI is allowed. Wholesale cash and carry 100% FDI is allowed, and as well as single brand retail 100% FDI is allowed. Okay, but the most profitable business in retailing is a multi-brand retailing. Multi-brand retailing examples are more store if you have visited, that is called as a multi-brand retailing. Okay, and increasing investment. Yeah, though investment is increasing, but it not to the extent which is expected actually by the Indian retailers. As you know, Future Retail is acquired by Reliance Retail, which was facing debt problem. Then Aditya Birla More, okay, was also facing the same debt problem. Two of the India's largest retailers. Okay, I hope you can understand. So much of FDI is required in Indian retail sector so that the retail sector can grow. But yeah, but there is some FDI which is slowly increasing in Indian retail sector. Then market overview and trends we have gone through. Evolution of retail in India, how organized retail has evolved over a period of time, but it is yet to evolve. Okay, so because we know, okay, that the penetration of organized retail in India is just, okay, 9% or 8%. 8%. Okay, 9%. Okay, and since last one decade, okay, I have been teaching this subject. So where I know the penetration of organized retail was about 4%, 5%. Okay, so over a period of 10 years, now we say it is 9%. Okay, then the penetration of e-commerce is 3%. So you can understand the gravity of the situation. Still 88% of the retail market in India is unorganized. When you say unorganized retailing, recall the fruits and vegetable vendors by the roadside. That is unorganized retailing. Kirana stores, unorganized retailing. Okay, apparel stores that are selling unbranded, okay, ready-made garments. That is roadside vendors of apparels. That is all unorganized retailing, including even the traditional goldsmiths. Okay, so that is also unorganized retailing. Almost every sector of retail, unorganized retailers dominate. Okay, so it has its own reasons which we can discuss later. Okay, yeah, then we need to continue. This slide we have already discussed. Okay, so I will have a few questions here. As I said, this report can be discussed as a case study on different dimensions. Okay, so one of the issue which we can discuss here is, Okay, so the practice of organized retail. So if you trace back to this evolution, okay, so it has already began in 1990. Okay, so it's almost 30 years now. Or if you want to get it more closely, let us say 2005, 15 years already. Okay, it's not that organized retailing is new to India. Okay, to be from the beginning, it is 30 years already, beginning of organized retailing in India. Okay, but more, the organized retail came into more limelight after 2005. Okay, so like when Metro Cash and Carry entered into India, people realized a shopper stop from Indian company was opened. Okay, so people could make out what is organized retailing. Organized retailing presence was made felt. Okay, 2005 onwards. So you call it 30 years, since 30 years or since 15 years. Okay, there is no phenomenal growth. Okay, there is no considerable growth of organized retail in India. So still unorganized retail dominates. Okay, so what are the reasons? What are the reasons for slow growth of organized retail in India? Or the other way, if I put it, what are the reasons for high penetration of unorganized retail in India? So you need to contribute. Huh? See, we all are customers. Remember. So it is all due to our way of purchasing. What we buy, from where we buy, how much we buy, how frequently we buy, what we buy, what is our knowledge of the products and services that we buy in retail. So that is the result. Okay, that is the reason. So you cannot say I don't know anything. It is not a theory question for 10 marks. It is your experience. By your experience, you should be able to contribute. Yes, I will repeat one more time, last time. What are the reasons for slow penetration of organized retail in India? Or other way, what is the reason for high penetration or stronghold of unorganized retailing in India? Yes. Who will answer? Even from the class, all the students can answer. If they answer, okay, so there are 5 students here. Okay, so I think they cannot see you, right? Okay. Okay, so there are 5 students here in the class. They can also answer. If they answer, I will repeat it for you, students who are online. Yes, Rahul.
If they purchase through organized sector, the consumer feel there is no value for their money as it is quite expensive from the what we purchase unorganized sector.
Okay, see, Rahul quotes the first reason that the merchandise available at organized retail is expensive.
Quite expensive.
Quite expensive. Okay, so students who are online, you would like to argue or you accept?
Consumer may think that there will be no value for their money.
That is true. When they're expensive, they should feel there is no value for money. Yes.
So they will shift to the unorganized sector where they can easily.
Okay, see, but organized retailers continue to claim that their merchandise is very cheap. Lower prices, discounts, offers. No, whatever reason is not important. But is it really economical, cheaper?
So yes, compared to, because main reason is when they buy in bulk only, then they can afford to give in lower prices.
No, we are not asking why it is lower price. Are they really providing lower prices? I am asking.
Yes.
In which category of merchandise?
So grocery, all this DMart and all, they are organized.
Okay.
They provided first of the company is giving discounts on that, they give DMart discount.
Okay, Sharon gives a good example of a DMart. Even I agree with that. Okay. There are many categories of merchandise which are sold at unbelievable prices in DMart. I have been experiencing it since last more than 5 years. So I cannot say it is only once. Okay. Yeah, but there is one question I would like to put. Okay. And Nandan, you tell me if it is related to that, I will consider. Yes. Yes, Nandan.
Sir, India consists more than 60%. Hello.
Yes, I can
Hello.
hear you. I can hear you. Tell me.
Yes, sir. India consists more than 60% rural area.
Correct.
So it is organized retail centers are situated in main cities only, sir. It is
urban areas.
difficult to rural people, they can buy.
Correct. Very good.
Yes, sir.
Very,
Only
very,
urban people can buy, sir.
yes, excellent. Okay, very good observation by Nandan. Okay. See, Sharan, yeah, let us say the, but not many retailers are selling the merchandise at a lower price. That is the first thing what we need to know. Okay, so not all the, like, because if I buy, when I buy from more store in Saptapur, as I mentioned, okay, they sell all the merchandise at MRP. Let us say including a rice bran oil brand what we purchase 130 rupee, they sell it at 130 rupee. Okay, when I purchase it from my Kirana store, he sells it at 102 rupees. Can you believe? Okay, so we cannot say that all the retailers, but DMart is an exception, definitely selling the merchandise at a lower price compared to any other retailer, including Kirana stores for that matter. But in spite of that, then why consumers are not buying? See, when we are discussing this case, please try to understand the context. We're talking about the country as a whole market, not only Mahesh as a customer, not only Saptapur more, DMart Bengaluru, no. We're talking about India as a retail market. So in that context, broader context, you need to answer. So when DMart is selling so much of merchandise at a lower price, then why most of the customers are not buying from DMart? So Nandan has answered, excellent. That 70%, it's not 60%, Nandan, 67% to be specific, but we round it off to 70% of the Indians still live in rural areas. So do you find organized retail stores in rural areas? No. Okay, so that is one of the excellent observations made by Nandan. Okay, very good, Nandan. So 2/3 of the India's population, and population is nothing but consumers, live in rural India. And we all know very well that in rural India, there are no organized retailers. It's not that there are no rural retailers. Huh? Okay, in our guest lecture from SDM IMD professor, you can recall. Okay, there are some companies, including Godrej and some other companies that have initiated some organized, large format organized retail stores in rural areas. But again, the number is limited. Very few, very few. Not like 500 stores, 1,000 stores, not like that. Few, you can count them. Okay. So the penetration is again very poor. So 2/3 of the population are consumers where they're living in rural areas, and organized retailers are present in only urban areas. So this is the reason why the organized retail is penetrating very slowly in the last 1.5 decade. Okay, that is the first thing. So consumers have remained with their unorganized retailers. There is no doubt about that. But second question, then why organized retailers are not getting into villages? What is holding them? Yes, students online also. Students who are online also.
So the purchasing power of the customers who live in rural areas.
Okay.
So because here in like urban areas, people go once in a month when they get salary, they buy all the products which is required for whole month. But in rural areas, people go on daily basis. So once they get their daily basis, they go and buy the essentials what is needed for a week or for 50 days. They don't go and buy whole week form.
Okay.
So that is the reason why.
Okay, Sharan says the income patterns of urban and rural consumers differ. Urban, most of the consumers are employed, so they get their monthly salary. So their purchase pattern is different. So like monthly groceries are purchased once in a month. Okay, and other products like maybe bakery, fruits, vegetables, meat are purchased once in a week. Okay, so and they also have the option of online retailers, since the delivery is available in most of the urban market. Okay, but when it comes to rural consumers, okay, again 2/3 of the Indians are employed in agriculture. This is one more occupation. So these demographics are the major drivers. Okay, please try to understand demographics of the Indian consumers. 2/3 of the Indians are employed in agriculture or agriculture related occupations, and there it is not a monthly salary. Okay, when they harvest and they sell, they get money into their hands. So that is the time when they consider to purchase major products like consumer durables, maybe automobile, passenger car, two-wheeler, tractor, for example, or even for that matter television, refrigerator, washing machine. Okay, so only then they consider. So the demand is seasonal, especially around harvesting season. But again, what is the problem with harvesting? Whether the rainfall is uniform all over India? and that is first thing. So it is always said since my childhood I have learned this quote that agriculture in India is gambling in the monsoons. If it is good monsoon, okay, good harvest, good crop, a lot of money comes into farmers' hands. 2/3 of the India gets money. And if it is a bad monsoon, a drought or floods, okay, the entire crop is lost. Okay, so that is the first thing. Second, though India is agriculture is a major occupation, 2/3 of the population is engaged in agriculture, but the poor state of infrastructure is okay, more than 70 or 80% of the land, agriculture land in India, non-irrigated. Do you understand the irrigated land and non-irrigated land? Okay, so irrigated land is water is supplied to fields through canals or pipelines also it is possible. Non-irrigated land is the agriculture field is dependent only on monsoons or rains. You can imagine the situation now. Okay, so income pattern. Okay, so that is the first thing. Okay, so organized retailers, they need everyday footfalls, right? Or at least weekly footfall patterns so that they can manage their operating costs. Okay, that is the first. Second point again, what are how rural consumers are different than urban consumers, and which is one of the reasons for rural consumers or urban retailers not getting into rural markets. Okay, how? Can you elaborate slightly? Okay. Okay. Yes, Sharon.
Like the buying behavior of people who live in urban areas compared to rural.
No, related to supply chain. Any question?
Yeah, that is exactly. When they retail market organize, they choose a city where mainly three kinds of transportation is available: air, water, and roadways. They choose those big cities because transportation over there is fast lesser, and that might be one of the main reasons.
Okay, very good. One more reason quoted by Rahul and Sharon is supply chain problems. See, if the organized retailers have to open up retail stores in rural areas, okay, so it is not just opening up a store. You need to deliver the goods to each and every store on a daily basis. Okay, frequently or a daily basis, the good merchandise has to be delivered or allocated to each store. Okay, and that would be more expensive. That supply chain, that logistics will be more expensive, okay, than the supply chain which is existing in the present urban market. But why that supply chain or logistics cost would be more? One is the distance. Okay, then second reason, it is related to demographics. Yeah, among the online students, you are majority, you should be speaking more. There are so many reasons, not one or two. What is that?
So like for example, as Nandana Vidya said, is very isolated. So going these transportations have between trucks which come.
Okay, so no, that is infrastructure, no adequate storage facility, no adequate proper roads. Okay, that is okay. That is true, but yes, students who are online, see, unless you speak, nothing will
Sir,
happen.
it is not about supply chain. In rural people, they are stick to the particular shop, sir. They are not go with organized retailer.
Yeah,
In many cities, you see,
Nandan,
is
Nandan, 1 minute. Huh? See, this is another reason why Indian consumers prefer unorganized retailers. So I'll come to it once I finish this supply chain issue. Okay. See, there is a issue of supply chain as well for organized retailers. See, what happens in urban areas, the population density is more. I hope you understand the meaning of population density. People live close by, and if you cover a 10-kilometer radius, you will find lakhs of people. Yeah, 1 minute. Okay. So if you cover about 10 to 15 kilometer radius, you will find thousands or lakhs of consumers. See, but imagine villages. You know, there are 6,40,000 in villages in India, and only about 10,000 or 20,000 villages have a population of more than 50,000. Can you imagine? And there are more than 50% or 75% of the villages have a population lower than 5,000 or 2,000. So is it feasible to open a large format retail store, or even that, for that matter, supermarket in a village? There will not be enough consumers. There will not be enough demand. Store will be closed within few months. It is not that population is less. See, 140 crore is the population. That is not a problem. But India is a large country, okay, and the rural population is scattered. Rural population is scattered across the country in smaller clusters. Small cluster means small villages. One village 500,000 population, another village 2,000 population. So like this. So for the operating cost to meet, okay, and to lower the costs, the demand should be more. And where the demand will be more? Where there are large number of customers, that is in urban areas. So in the rural areas, the population is scattered across 6,40,000 villages. So the population is not concentrated. The population density is very low. So that is the reason why, let us say, if for a population of 10 lakh, 1 lakh, let us say for a population of 1 lakh urban consumers, Aditya Birla can open for 8 stores. Okay, Dharwad alone has about 4 to 6 supermarkets. Okay, so like that, what will happen for the same population? If you want to find 1 lakh rural people, imagine you have to find out 10 villages of 10,000 population at least, then open 10 stores in 10 villages. Is it feasible? Absolutely. That is where supply chain costs will increase. Transportation cost, inventory cost, low demand. It is unviable, not feasible. But just for the marketing stunt, companies keep claiming we are looking at the rural market. Rural market is very bright in India. They have to say it. Okay, like how you say, no, your teachers are good. We say our students are good. You have to say, you cannot, because a country of 140 crore, you cannot say the market is not attractive. Nobody would dare to do it. Okay, so this is how you should learn, and you should speak confidently. You should not, but you should have the stuff and knowledge, especially during group discussion, personal interview. These things will give you an edge. Yes, Nandan, you had a point.
Sir, it is not about supply chain, I think. It is about the customer mindset. In rural people, they are particular shop only, sir. In my village, Sirsi also, sir. Reliance Trend is there, more is there. But in my village, in my home, we are bought groceries from ESS only, sir. More than 10 years ago, sir. It
Very
is
good.
only mindset of people, sir.
Very good, Nandan. Nandan is really making valuable contribution. Nandan, Rahul, and Sharan. See, one more reason. It is not a single reason. There is no single reason. And Nandan, supply chain is also one of the very important reason. It's not that organized retailers don't want to get into
Yes, sir.
villages. But what you said, see,
Yes, sir.
class students in the class, pay attention. He raised a very valid point. One more most important reason is Indian consumer buying behavior. If you want to make it more specific, Indian retail consumer buying behavior. We call it Indian retail consumer buying behavior. So it is quite different. See, organized retail is from the Western world. And if you look at the urban areas, urban customers are slightly, are like slightly, I will not say most of the time, but we follow that Western lifestyle. You remember? You know, we wear pant, shirt, sunglasses, mobile phones, we watch English movies, right? Think about that. Girls use lipstick, right? That is all Western culture. So it is borrowed from West. It is not good, right or wrong. That is not the question. But we are more inclined towards Western culture. Organized retail formats are from West, so we have adopted. But about rural consumers, okay, so they have not adopted to that Western culture. So it is about retail consumer buying behavior. Their taste and preferences, rural consumers' taste and preferences is different. their purchase frequency is different, the type of merchandise they buy is different, the way they use them is different. Okay, and also there is one more reason, we call it habitual buying behavior. If I ask you why you buy eggs only from that store, is there a reason? Eggs in other store are different. Think, eggs in another store are different. Or Nandini milk, for example, available in 10 stores. Why you buy only from that store? The Nandini milk packet in other stores are different? No. We call it habitual buying behavior. Out of habit, I go to that store to buy egg. Out of habit, I go to that store to buy milk. Same way, out of my habit, I go to a particular unorganized store. And habits hardly change. Remember, habits hardly change. 1 minute. We'll elaborate on this part. This is again one of the more interesting reason why the penetration of organized retailing is very slow and low as well. We'll continue this discussion in part 3. Part 3, I will end the case. Okay. So how much time is remaining now? It is, yes, 3 minutes. Okay. 1 minute. I'll stop sharing here. Yeah, gallery view. Full screen. How many students are there? 30, and here 35. It means you have also logged in. 34. You logged out now? So 29 plus 5, 34 means and about 7 students. 6 plus 2, 8. Minus 9 students are absent. 9 students are absent. 1 minute. Better I'll take attendance. So I'll start the attendance. Okay. And if it does not end, I will continue the class on mobile phone. So all the students who are present, there are 28 students present. All 28 students, please join back immediately once the Zoom meet ends. You heard me, students?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Okay, Aditya?
Present, sir.
Present, okay. Akshata? Akshata? Okay. Akshay Pujari is present. Akshay Koradkeri?
Present, sir.
Then Ankita is present. Anusha?
Present, sir.
Yes. Then Apeksha is present. Then Ashutosh is present.
Present, sir.
Prasad? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Then Supriya? Yes, present. Supriya present.
Sir.
Divya?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then Gautam?
Present, sir.
Guru Raj? Hanumant Rai? Hanumant Rai?
So he is absent today.
He is absent today. Okay. Then Bhimaya?
Present, sir.
Kallayya?
Present, sir.
Karthik?
Yes, sir.
Then Manjur is present. Manoj?
Yes, sir.
Meghna Kalburgi? Meghna Kalburgi, present.
Present, sir.
Yeah, Meghna Lokhande.
Present, sir.
Then Nandan is present. Nikita.
Present, sir.
Yeah, Nikita is present.
Yes, sir.
Then Pradeep. Pradeep. Absent. Then Pramod.
Yes, sir.
Pramod is present. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then Pranjali.